Hello, everyone, and welcome to my universe. So let's see. It's been quite a week. I actually did not touch the recursive pipes this week because my goal for this week was to start building up things that would make testing the pipes easier. Because right now it's kind of a pain to go make super complicated pipe patterns. Oh, hello there, Karisu. Welcome back. But yeah, right now it's just a super pain to make super complicated pipe paths. So I'm trying to make that a bit less, and it's been a bit of an adventure. Yes. So yeah, I guess I'll start copy and pasting everything over. The main grid class is it's extremely different now, so I'm just gonna copy and paste everything, and then we can figure out what I actually changed. So there we go. Now, don't mind all the commented code. I tried things. But yeah, so far life's pretty good. Life is always pretty good when I get to, make cool things. So that's always nice. Okay, And now I can also talk about the main reason I picked the name for today's episode. Because the main thing that I wanted to figure out last week was saving. So now I have some rudimentary save and load functionality. I believe I handled it all with unhandled input, so I don't actually think that the buttons are in my input map. Let me double check that. Yep. Okay, we're good. And I discovered that JSON does not like vector 2s. I use vector 2s for a lot of things, so this was very distressing to find out. But it's okay, I just turned them into strings, and now everything is fine. So that's why so much of it had to change. Oh yeah, and it also reminds me that for reasons I had to put a timer in, so let me add him real quick too. And you need to be called click timer, otherwise the code will barf. Do not want barfing code, that is always a pain to clean up. So there we go. So now we have that. And I believe that that's the main thing. Yeah, just that due to saves, I had to turn everything into strings. That's why I didn't want to worry about fixing everything individually, because it's just lots of little things that just kind of added up that I had to change all over the place. So I figured I'd just copy and paste the whole thing. If I could give I don't really know. I mean, I just drew what I saw there, so I don't really know anything about the character or anything like that, so yeah, impossible for me to say, sorry. I literally just looked at a picture and drew it. If you're looking for clothing inspirations, I always just go to Google and look up things within the kind of style that I'm going for, and generally I can find something kind of cool to base things on. Alright. So, I guess with that, rather than talk about this, because some of this is going to be based on some of the other stuff I did, I think we should just go make the saving stuff now. Which, let me remember how I did that. I believe I just was this guy. Yeah. Alright, so this is once again a courtesy of Michael Games Tutorials. I'll go ahead and link him again because he has some good tutorials and they've been helping me a lot. So give me just a moment to pull him up. So it's this guy here. I'll just... And he has some nice Godot tutorials, and it's been making things very easy for me to figure out. Nope. Does YouTube chat not like me today? Okay, well, it showed up for me. Well, anyway, yeah, so I used some of his stuff from his saving and loading episode. And that's what let me be able to put all this together. I'm just gonna double check where I put everything just to make sure I'm putting everything in the right place. And I am, so that's great. So let's add a new script here. This will be my save manager, right? Save manager. Just want to make sure I spelled that right. Yes, manager. Perfect. Okay. And also, as always, I'll just go ahead and copy and paste things here. So I'm not really making use of the slots yet, but it's extendable for if I ever happen to feel like adding it here. You know, someday I will. And we have some stuff here, so we'll be able to keep track of, the areas we've been and other persistent data, like if you've opened a one-way door or if you've gotten a particular chest or power-up or whatever. That'll just all be here. And then this little bit here is just the buttons that you press in order to make the save and load happen. So I'm using I for save and O for load. I was saying in and out. That's just what made sense to me. These buttons don't really matter because I'll be killing them once I properly implement like save rooms and the like. I don't plan to make this the kind of game where you can save everywhere. I think that's actually fairly non-standard in Metroidvanias at this point. I like the typical save room approach. Makes getting through a tough gauntlet very valuable. So this little bit is just for when a new game is started. This is going to be your defaults. And HP value is entirely arbitrary for the moment. I don't even know what our starting HP is going to be, so I just put a number there. And then we just make an initial save there. And this is where I discovered the terror that, unfortunately, JSON does not accept vector 2s. Because I was using vector 2s to keep track of where the pipes are in the factory. It was deeply unfortunate. So a lot of that was retrofitting it to be strings instead. It was painful. But it didn't actually take that long. That was kind of the upside of things being strictly typed. And, yeah, so I just changed their typing from a vector 2 to a string, and it told me where everything was wrong, and I was like, okay, I'll fix it there. And so it kind of worked. What's my favorite movie? Do I have a favorite movie? Oh my god, when's the last time I actually watched a movie? That's not true. I watched like a movie last month with my husband. But I don't watch very many. Do I have a favorite movie? If I do, nothing's really coming up. So I don't think I really have a favorite. I'm not much of a movie person. Okay. So let's see from here. Husband is great. He's out, writing stuff and having a good time. We make stuff together. We're actually making this game together. I'm just showing all the code on stream. Okay. So this is actually for actually saving. And, roughly the same. With, again, I still don't really know their HP, but that's probably going to be something we want to track. In theory. I'm not actually super sure, but... And then this is where the file is generated, and then all of this is just for loading. With, if it doesn't find the file that we're talking about, don't do anything. Don't break the game trying to load something that's not real. But, with any luck, that will never happen. So... But, just in case. And then we go find the file, and then we find the room that we're in. We put the factory in there, and then we start populating all of these other things that we're gonna need, like the areas that we've been, and any other stuff that we've unlocked and whatnot. And then we load everything, and get the player back in there, and all these nice things. So, there we go. And that's basically how it works. It's actually quite straightforward. So now I just gotta go put this into my globals. So let's do that. And it is save manager. Okay, now we have 3 global scripts. It's a bit terrifying. And I so wish I could show you this window. But It's okay. I think they're all very necessary. So that was basically it for handling saves, I believe. Let me make sure that I'm not missing anything. Yeah, because there's nothing in the scene manager. Actually, did I do anything with the scene manager? Because I think I changed a couple of things. I did. Yes. Okay, let me copy and paste what I've got here then, because I don't remember what I changed, but I can tell I changed something. Ah, yes, I needed to get the current scene UID for saving purposes. And that's largely all that changed. Just some stuff so I could get this to work. And make sure that this guy here gets the scene UID to give me what I need for saves and stuff. I was gonna say, I thought I changed something there. I really should find a thing that lets me compare my Godot files so I don't have to remember what I did. That's always dangerous. I don't think I changed the level transition. No, I did not change the level transition. Idle grid, okay. Factory Global might have had a thing, though. No, I don't think so, actually. Yeah, this is still the same. Okay, cool. So, now I can talk about the rest of the things. In fact, I think it might be easier if I just show them to you, because the thing that I wanted to do, besides save and load, let me make sure that this all still works. Ah, shoot. Why is it breaking? I wanted to do a quick save and load test real quick, but I broke something somehow. So, let me see. What did I do? Because I thought I changed. Oh, right. Because I need to change my input map. I renamed a thing. I renamed attack to attack_build. Okay. So that this way. Yeah. Now we can put in pipes, and okay, that should not be happening either, but it's fine. I'll fix that momentarily. But here, you can see we got some pipes here, so I'll go ahead and save things real quick. And then, once I close, and we come back in, I can now, once the screen comes up, load it, and... Right. I do believe that the type must have changed, yes. This is why we check things. Because as long as we're relying on me to remember what I did, and copy and paste things, stuff is gonna break. Anyway, since that was blocked there, I just deleted the strict typing. And it should be okay now. In theory. Let's wait for it to come up. Okay, cool. And there we go. Now, we have pipes. So that was it. And then the other thing I did, which appears to be a little bit buggy still, is that I made it so that you can draw large strings of pipes like this. Oh, and it didn't make them. How unfortunate. Okay, what did I do? So I copied and pasted all this wholesale, and it was working fine in my test. Or in my, dev version. I don't think I changed anything in any other places. So let me go look through this. I'll do it over here too. Because it all should be identical. Yeah, this was adjusted to handle some stuff with saving. You know what, I'm gonna double check to see if it's doing those buggy things in my dev version. Can you see my dev version here? Yes, actually. Okay. Oh, well, I'm not doing sounds yet. Right now, I'm just trying to get the basic functionality done. It very intentionally looks extremely scuffed. So yeah, you can see it works okay in my dev version, and it is doing the silly things, though. So I will have to fix some of that, but yeah, it's working okay here, so why is it breaking over here when the code is identical? Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out what I did. Because that probably means that I have some global somewhere that I need to fix. Because if the code is identical, then that should be fine, and I'm not sure why it's doing that. That all seems all well and good. I guess just talk about it a little. So what I do is, just while I am trying to figure out what's wrong here, just talk about what I did. So for here, I just extracted this out into its own function because I didn't like scrolling through it while I was trying to figure out all this stuff, and it was annoying me, so I just moved it. And now we're going through, and we checked to see when the mouse button was released, and that's when we do some of this, but more importantly... Oh, no, I know what the problem is. That's what I did. We had to make the timer one-shot. See, you guys are excellent rubber duckies. Thank you for existing. I love explaining my stuff to you. It makes it immediately clear what I did wrong. 0.15. Okay. I don't think this is actually necessary, but it makes me feel good about myself. Let me double... Oops. Check. Yes, okay. So anyway, in order to make the large pipe chains... Does it work now? Yay! Okay. So what I wanted to do here was make it so that you could drag a large path, and it would populate with just normal chains, or normal pipes, and then turn when it was clearly time to turn. And, you know, simple stuff like that to make it just a little bit easier to build longer chains. And the way that I ended up doing this was I looked to see, okay, is the button pressed? So do we press the build button? And this was actually way harder than it looks because I had to differentiate between a normal click and a drag, which I'm currently still not doing very well. That's where that little bit of buggy behavior from before comes in. See, where it's still kind of trying to draw the rectangles like this? So I still gotta find a way to fix that, and you can see there are shenanigans. So, don't worry. We'll fix up the shenanigans today. And get some of this to be going a little bit better. Because I am probably just dragging it too false at a bad place. Anywho, but I think explaining it will help me figure out what's wrong there. Again, thank you for existing, so that this way I can just casually explain things and we can eventually find what's wrong, just like I did here, where I had to remember to turn this into a one-shot, so that this way, once the timer started, it didn't just keep counting down forever and starting over. But okay, so we look for the build button, which in this case is just, you know, standard left click. And I had to differentiate between a click and a drag, which was actually pretty hard. But the way I did that was I used this timer that I made before, and we set it to just a tiny fraction of a second. This is, you know, 0.15 seconds. Faster than any human could possibly react. And then we set dragging to true. This might not actually be the right place to set that, but we'll leave it there for now. And then over here, we scroll back up here, and when we find that it has been released, we set dragging back to false. And then we see, okay, has the timer not run out yet? So if it's greater than 0. And if it's greater than 0, so meaning that 0.15 seconds has not yet elapsed, you've probably just clicked. You're probably not dragging. Probably not. Because that's real dang fast. And so you can just make the building, and it'll be fine. And then, once, and if that a small timer has passed, you're probably dragging. So that's when we handle all of the stuff to make the pipes. And this is just for resetting all the selected building and stuff, because I want to get rid of the preview while you're dragging things. This way you can just focus on the pretty green lines. Yeah, and I just thought that the preview would be a little bit of a distraction. So let's head on down to the handling the pipe chains. This is how this is constructed. So first, I make 2 arrays. I make the one for, if I bring up the example here, I'll just hide this while I'm explaining it. I make one for the horizontal stretch down here, and the one for the vertical stretch going up separately. So I basically make 2 separate arrays, one for the initial direction that you're going, so in this case you're heading to the right first, and then you're heading up. And these are 2 separate arrays of pipes. And it would be the same for if you went up first, or down. So here, this would be the first section, and then this would be the second one. And that made it easy for me to know where the turn had to go. So that's why I did it separately. We'll talk about how I draw the preview in just a little bit too. And then from there, once I have those 2, I'll talk about how we... Sure, let's talk about how we generate them now. We can remove the comment code in a second. So, first we have this guy, which gets the values that these guys will use. So this guy's called somewhere else. I believe he's just out here in process, and it's saying that if we're dragging, then we get rid of the preview and we call the thing that makes the path. So that's this guy. This guy populates all the initial numbers that I need. So of just where the start point is, the direction that your initial movement is, and then where it's going, basically. And then it'll reset things, so if you do a maneuver, like, say you thought you wanted to go this way, but then you changed your mind and decided you wanted to go this way. Oh, wait, it hadn't loaded yet. So if you just thought you wanted to go this way, but then you changed your mind and decided that you'd actually rather go this way, you can do that. You do have to go back to the beginning, but I think that's fairly natural if you're feeling the urge to reset the direction. So I think that's okay. But we'll see how it feels once I actually have enough done to play the game a little bit. But this is the plan for now. You can reset like that. And that's what this allows you to do. It just reset everything. And then we have the things that are making the path. This is for drawing, so I'll go over that a little bit later. So all we're really doing here is we're looking for the start point and the end point, and because I don't know how to do variables for determining whether I should check the X or Y of a vector 2, I just kind of had to do a bunch of if statements for determining if you have to check X or Y, or if things are positive or negative. So, unfortunately not sure how to get around all of the if statements. And then, so this determines, are we going up or down, basically? So if, or, you know, in a positive or negative direction. So that this way I properly subtract or add or subtract the cell size based on the direction that we're going. So if we're going to the left or upward, then we want to use the negative cell size, so that this way the value for the next pipe will be further to the left or further up. as opposed to if we're going to the right or down, you know, the positive directions, then it'll add to it instead of subtract. So that's all important. It basically ensures that the pipes are going the right direction. And then from down here, I determine, okay, are we starting on the horizontal axis? So is the initial drag going on the horizontal axis or the vertical axis? That's all this does. And then we calculate based on that. So I use the x values from the vector 2s. And then we just start putting all of the directions together. We use this to determine how many pipes we need to lay down. So this will start iterating through everything until it reaches where the cursor was finally let go. And then we just adjust the values so that we don't get an infinite loop, and we iterate the correct number of times, and that everything gets put in the right place. And it's the same on the Y end, I'm comparing Y. Over here, it's very, very similar, where we get all the same basic values in there, and then we determine where everything is going to be placed, more based on where the mouse was let up, more so than anything. So that's about the main difference there, and you can see that there's a lot of random commented code throughout all of this, and that's because it took me like 4 tries to find a solution that actually worked pretty well, and wasn't a complete nightmare. So these things happen, and you know what? I've been looking forward to doing this. I figured I'd do it on stream. I am confident in this answer, so I'm going to delete all of the old stuff now. Yay! Ah, it's very satisfying. So, you know, we're just gonna kill all that. Feels good. It's kind of nice when I can finally get rid of these things. All right, and then let's see, from there we come back all the way up here. So now we have these 2 arrays of pipes to be laid down. And then I just get, okay, does it need to be flipped or does it need to be rotated? And I just kind of have to, I wasn't sure how to do this, so I just brute forced it. Just pure brute force. And yeah, it's a little bit of a mess because of that. But we set the correct values. And then if it's the last one, it needs to be a turn pipe instead of a normal pipe. And so I make sure to get that in there. And then we make the building. And then we do the same for the second array. And then we reset everything. So that's how these pipe chains are made. They are quite long. Now I can talk about the preview. I kind of had to do some shenanigans because there were some times where it just did not want to cooperate with me. So if we're dragging, what do I do? Do I actually call the same thing that... No, that's right. That's these guys. So I just kind of determine, you know, once again, using the same logic that I use for laying down the pipes there, I do it in 2 steps. Oh, no problem. Enjoy all the tomfoolery. Just come watch when you feel like it. So I had to go in, and I do it in 2 steps, much like before. So I do one for the initial drag, and then the other part for if you go up, down, or, you know, whatever direction breaks from the initial direction you go. And that's what all these do, and they just are based on whether your initial dragging was horizontal or vertical, and that's why I kind of have to have this line in there a lot. But then you go in and we draw them. And then I just kind of have to draw some extra rectangles because there were times where it just did not want to draw properly. And this ensured that it was always correct. So I just rolled with it. And then, another check here to see if I need to make it long or short. So, there we go. That's largely how this all works. And all of this draws pretty well, but you could see that I did have a little bit of bugginess in here. So, I want to try to figure out, once my screen comes up here. Okay. So when I click, it should just make the building, but you can see that it's really determined to try to make the line there, even though it shouldn't. And I mean, it doesn't actually, when I just click, make the pipe. So all of that is working okay, but I don't want the rectangles to be there. So it does tell me that I do need to do something here. I think I know what to do. I think what I can do is maybe do an and click timer is equal to 0. So it won't. Oh, right. Click timer dot. What was the name of that function? Get time left. Get time left. I don't know why that one never shows up in the autofill options for me, but it sure doesn't. So that's good. Does it still... Ooh. It still wanted to start me from there, huh? Oh my. Yeah, that's not quite what I want. Why is... I think that this is probably good, though. And you know what? Just in case, I'm gonna do it like this. Or we're gonna do less than or equal to 0. I don't know if timers can go negative. I don't think they can, but this will make me feel better about myself. So, I'll go ahead and do it like that. Okay. So let's fix this. I'm not quite sure why that's happening. Why is... Ooh, no, I know why. I should... Over here... With this guy, I should also reset my variables there. Just to make sure that there are no shenanigans. So, let me see. Which ones do I reset again? I'm pretty sure it's just the preview... Yeah, these guys. So we'll reset these. And... even when it's just a click, and I think that'll fix the issue. Let's find out. Did this fix everything for me? Hell yeah. Does it still work? Yeah, and I think that slight delay is probably okay. It's so small. I don't know. It's really, really tiny, but it is noticeable. I don't like it. Let me see. Can I get away? Can I get away with not doing that? Where do I check that again? Here we are. Can I get away with just this? Will this cause problems? Now that I have reset the values properly. Let's find out. Admittedly, I don't like the way that it flashes green like that. So it looks like I have a choice. I can either have that very slight delay from when the click happens to when my preview starts showing up, or I can have a flashing green thing here. Oh man. If I just click and hold, if it's in a turn pipe, that's funny. Not actually sure if I want that. I think I can probably do something about that. So anyway, the purpose of probably the next couple of weeks of development here is going to be quality of life stuff or putting down pipes. So I'm going to be doing a lot of thinking on how the game should feel. It's still going to be extremely scuffed. I mean, you can see that this still looks hideous, and I do intend to keep it that way for a very long time, but I will be thinking about how it feels to actually move things around and put things down. Like, all of this is placeholder, it's fine. But at some point, I do need to get the functionality itself into kind of a final state with where the player will be doing it. I don't mind the graphics being super scuffed, but I would kind of like, now that I'm thinking in how I'm going to go about testing this, and making it so it's less of a pain to test, and to test the numbers, and making sure that the player can't break the game, basically. So we need to make terrible pipe-based abominations. I actually do kind of want to think about how it feels when you play it. And this will probably just lead into how it will be in the final version, game feel-wise. Like, there will obviously be some things that I changed. Like, naturally, I'm not going to be using this bright neon green. That's awful. But the feeling of, okay, I'm going to highlight tiles to show you where your thing is going to go. And then we'll put it down, and it'll be like that. It'll be great. Like, that I think feels okay. And that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about now. Just, you know, does this kind of thing feel okay? And I do want to think about, okay, do I mind this bright green tile there? I actually kind of don't. The problem, I'd say, is that when you do it on all the other pipes, it doesn't do that. So I think that's the actual issue. And it's true, breaking games can be fun. We do want this game to be broken in very specific ways. In breaking the game to be powerful and to overcome the game's obstacles, fantastic, it feels great. Breaking the game and making it crash, or breaking the game and having it show incorrect values, calculate things wrong, and just have things happen that you don't expect and you don't know why it's broken, less fun. That's not the kind of breaking we want. We want you to break it and become powerful. We don't want you to crash the game. That is not fun. So that's why we need to check to make sure that all the math is working correctly. Because if we have some calculation error somewhere, that will not be fun for the player to deal with. Because then their factory will just be broken and they won't know why. And it won't even be their fault, and there won't be anything that they can do about it. That sucks. That sucks a lot. On the other hand, optimizing your factory so that you can be as powerful as possible will require very accurate information for the player to use, so that this way they can make good decisions and make a very strong factory that can make them fly into the stratosphere. It'll be fantastic. That I look forward to seeing. I don't want anyone to crash the game, though, because that would be terrible. Okay. So, I'm gonna talk about game feel for a second. I just wanted to get some super basic thing down here, which is why I just did it with normal pipes right now. And I was very deliberately, with this if statement here, making sure that it was either a normal pipe or a turd pipe. Because those were the two that I figured if you clicked and dragged, you know, it would make sense. But if I'm gonna make it so that you could, that will have the green dot with everything, you know, verifying that you can actually build there. I think that'll actually feel okay. Just, it's probably unnecessary, but I don't think it feels bad as long as it's consistent. Yeah, that seems about right. I need to collect my thoughts for a second, because otherwise I'm just gonna ramble in no particular direction. Let's I'm gonna go to the top here. So, currently, the dragging code makes a green box show up on every normal and turn pipe. I don't think this is terrible. The problem is that it doesn't show up on any other kind of pipe. And this is a problem because it feels inconsistent. So it's only the inconsistency that's a problem. I could see showing no green on click or showing green on every pipe being fine. So I want to think about what feels best here. Does it only show up on click? I think for the purposes of testing, it would actually be nice to have it show up. Beep boop, I'm Stardust. But yes, I think it would be fine if it showed up everywhere, and it might actually be useful for testing, because at some point, I do plan to turn that path red if you can't build there. Or at least part of the path. So that should be okay, actually. Yeah. So what I think I'm gonna do is, at least for the sake of testing, let me write this down. For the sake of testing, I think it would be useful to tell if the game thinks we can't build somewhere. And the reason is because sometimes something might be broken, letting us build where we shouldn't, or worse, not letting us build where we should. So, I think I'm gonna go with the green shows up everywhere. And for that, let's see. That would mean setting dragging to true for every building. Is that going to be a problem? I think that might actually be convenient for most things. Because, let's say, for example... Oh, let me pull up the game again. You know, while I'm talking about this stuff, I think I should just not close it, and I should just hide it on OBS when I want to go back to the code. But let's just pretend for a moment that I want to build a merge pipe and then a chain out of it. That seems like something people might want to do. So... Right, there we go. So say we got this. And I want to click and drag and make just a normal path coming out. And I think that's a pretty reasonable thing to do. Maybe less so for the splitters. The splitters are something else, because it's like if it's here... Well, no, you still could, because then you just drag this way instead. Okay, yeah, I've convinced myself. So let's alter this as such that every building will be draggable. So all I need to do is get rid of this. We never just spawn the building. And this is gonna make it in the immediate term, and I closed the game because of autopilot, but this is currently gonna make it so you basically can't place pipes right now. Don't worry about it. Let's watch the funny bug. It was like, so the idea is that we'll be able to drag down, and then it'll have the merge pipe at the top. And then, oh my, I just killed everything by doing that. Hilarious. I'm not actually sure what I changed there. You know what I should, oh yeah, because we got this guy. I gotta fix it over here too. It's okay, I'll fix it. Boop. Boop. That's important. Also, I closed the game again because of autopilot, but you know what? I made some changes, so this is fine. Let's let it open back up again. We can watch some more funny bugs. Yeah, or right now it'll just turn everything into... because I don't tell it to make normal pipes. Terrifying. But unfortunately, I don't actually think it'll be this hard to fix. Let's see. I am going to want a couple of new variables then. So, just thinking about, you know, again, game feel being very important here. I want to make it so that when you stop dragging, the building that you have selected is the one that you had selected before. So I'm gonna go make a variable to put that in. For preview dragon stuff, yeah. I'm gonna go put it at the top, because that seems important. Var... what do I call this variable? It's the building that you had before the dragging took over. Drag building. I don't actually know what type they are. Some kind of packed scene, but I don't know what that looks like, so I'm just not gonna type it. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it simple. Okay, so here we want to have pre-drag building equal to selected building. And then I need to get this index too, but at least that I know is an integer, so I can type that properly. Pre-drag building index int. Okay. Also, I closed the game again, I just realized. Man, I'm really bad. Remember to just keep it open, but it's okay, as long as I'm, as long as I'm making changes to code, it's fine. I'd have to close it anyway. Pre-drag building index is equal to building index. That is not what I called it. Shoot. What did I call it? I don't remember. Let's go find it. Let's see. Selected building index, of course. Okay. So now we will have these. And before I call selected building here, I can go ahead and put selected building equals pre-drag building, and selected building index is equal to a pre-drag index. So now, actually there's one more thing I need to do before I do that. I want to turn all of this here into normal pipes. So gonna come up here, up the top here, so everything here is gonna be a normal pipe until it's not. And then down here, this is where I turn it into a turnpipe when it needs to be a turnpipe. Okay. So now if I did this right, everything should be broken, and it'll be fantastic. So, let's get my merge pipe again, and now when I drag, it should turn into a normal pipe. And then I should get a merge pipe once I let go. Yay! I guess I should do it with building rotation too, actually. Because this rotates everything. So I'm gonna do that as well. I'm gonna get pre-building rotation and pre-building flip. Pre-drag building rotation. That will be another int. Var pre-drag building flip will be a bool. Okay. So we're just gonna put all the values into this so that this way everything that the player had before will be the same and they won't have to do any rotation shenanigans. This may not be necessary. It might actually feel better not to have it this way, but I don't think I'm really gonna know that until I play the game. So I'd rather just kind of have it like this now, and if I decide to change it later, I will. Because at least for what I'm doing right now, this feels natural. And I can change my mind as much as I want later. That's, you know, that's kind of how things are with any kind of art. You're never quite sure what's going to be right for the very end. You can just kind of guess. So, we'll do it like this for now. Pre-drag building flip is equal to flip. And then pre-drag building rotation is equal to building rotation. Okay. And then up here, when we reset everything... Oh no, that's down here. No, is it? Didn't I do it up here? Yeah, I did. Okay. So then we do flip is equal to pre-drag building flip, and rotation, building rotation that is equal to pre-drag building rotation. Well, it's okay. I mean, like I said, that's kind of how art is. Art is hard, and sometimes it takes a little while to figure out what you actually want to do. That's why, you know, when I design characters, I often go through several different redesigns. When I look at Planckera here, you know, the image of myself here, I actually kind of want to redesign myself at some point. There are some aspects of it that I think I could do way better now. It's not surprising. This thing is like 2.5 years old at this point. There's a lot of things that I do like, but there are some aspects that I think I could do a little bit better now. So, that's just kind of how it is. It takes a few tries. So, keep trying. I'm sure you'll find something good eventually. Okay. So that will put everything back the way it was before the player did anything. I am not a professional. I do not make a cent off of my art. It's okay. I get the... I appreciate the vote of confidence. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what you want to accomplish with the design or what kind of thing that you want to do. So it's kind of impossible for me to say. Because all I know about the character is that she has red hair and blue eyes. And like, you can do anything with that. I have all kinds of characters with all kinds of different eyes and eye and hair color, and depending on what I want to go for, I pick entirely different designs. It just entirely depends on what I want to go for. Let's see here. So that fixes that initial thing. So now let's make it so that this way, the first one actually gets made to be the right thing. So my goal here is I want to make it so that the first pipe made is, how to say, the pipe that the user had selected as opposed to a normal pipe. Well, that's a personality thing. I mean, the personality things will show up in a design at some point, but I mean, a lot of the time it's more practical. For my design here, I wanted something that felt kind of ethereal and mystical. I mean, I don't really have drawings of my characters up right now, but it also kind of depends on like their occupation, what kind of activities they do, so I probably wouldn't have something super delicate if they are running around in the mountains. That's liable to get snagged and get in the way. If they are more modest, their outfit will be more modest. If they are show-offy, it's going to be probably going to have copious amounts of glitter. But besides that, you know, it's going to reflect that and various things like that. So, I mean, I would just Google character occupation or some keyword that would define the type of style that you want to go for, you know, like a clothing style, and just see what comes up. And, you know, it doesn't have to be real clothes. You could also Google if you have like particular aesthetic in your head that you know shows up in a particular game, anime, movie, or any media, and you just know that you want something kind of similar to that. You can Google that for ideas. So that's generally how I go about it. Okay, where was I? I was trying to fix the first pipe. Okay. Handle pipe chain. Selected building. Yeah, so I put that there, and that's actually not what I want anymore, so I'm gonna move this. Okay. I think this is probably all still fine. Well, no, it's probably not, actually. Let me see, what am I doing? Where do I start looping? Where's the for loop start? There it is. Okay. So let's see, where is that? So this is if it's the last. Okay, so yes, what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna put that back, and I'm just going to cut this, and I'm gonna move it down. So let's come down here, and then we have this nonsense, and I'm going to say up here. Oh, this actually is not within here. Is that correct? I don't think it is. Yeah, all of this should be indented, because this is specifically for the turnpipes, right? Well, you know, I'm kind of amazed it all worked out. If I had that code there, I guess it wasn't happening until the last one, so makes sense. But anyway, this has to be over here. And then... Why are you freaking out? Why are you freaking out? Oh, yeah, because this needs to be indented. Oop. Okay. Okay, so if it's the last, we do this block. If it's just a normal thing, we do this block. And if it's the first... You know, it's helpful that I know that every value in this array will be unique, so I can get away with doing this. And I say if a preview pipes start sub 0 for the first one, because computers count from 0. Okay, and then I just let's see here. I think, yeah, we just have everything with the pre-dragged building. What's it equal to? This is selected building. Okay, and then, so that's what I'm basing it on, right? And then I just set building rotation and all the other things. Okay. So building rotation. equals a pre... You know, I'm really glad that I had this now, because now I can just use this. Fantastic! I knew it would be useful! And then we'll have a flip. Pre-drag building flip. And I think that's it. Oh. Are you not called Flip? Oh, Philp. The dyslexia is strong. Anyway, let us continue. I'll put another little... no, there. Put another little space there just to make things a little bit easier to read, because this is already a mouthful. And then I think that we keep all of this the same, and for the second part, it should be fine. Yeah, then what we use to get that should all be fine, because this is just an array of locations. This is what handles drawing it all. And then there should be nothing from there. Okay, so let's test this. I think that should do it. And I think it should feel pretty okay. So let's start with a merge pipe. Here goes nothing. It still killed it. How unfortunate. Okay. Do I not put the starting one into the array? You know, I might not, actually. Oh no, I do. I see preview start right here. Okay, so I do. Okay, so why did it not do it for the first one? Did I put it in the wrong... No, I definitely didn't, because I was adjusting it with everything there. I was wondering if I put it in the wrong, spawn section. So, for all the things, if it's the first one, then we get all these values. Do I fix it before? Okay, so I get the initial values here. This is when it's just clicked, so it shouldn't be adjusting anything at this point. And then, yeah, we don't change anything after this. So this gets the initial values, and then it'll be called once it's released. So this seems fine. So why is it doing that? Why didn't it work? Time for sprint spam. Oh, okay, I know what it is. If... There we go. That should do it. I think that was actually the issue. So let's find out. We'll do that. We'll check and see how it works out before I resort to print spam. Okay, so I got my merge pipe. Yay! That was all it was. It was... So... Just to explain, for people that are new to programming, all that happened here was that I had an if statement here, and then I had another if statement here, and then I had an else down here somewhere. So what was happening was that it was going through both of these if statements, and it was saying, okay, so we're oh look, it's the first one, so we do this. Cool, I did the thing. Are you gonna praise me? I'm a good computer, right? And then we went here. It's like, okay, now we'll check this if statement. No, it's not the last one. It's not. It's the first one. We just established this. You're a silly computer operator. But anyway, I checked this. This is not the answer, and I know that if that is not the case, I'm always supposed to run this. So I'll set things to this. It's like, yay, I did the thing. Computer's very excited. But that's just because computer operator is silly and needed to tell the computer that, okay, so first we check this, If this is true, great. We can ignore everything else. Then we check this. And if this is true, great. We can ignore everything else. But if none of those things are true, then we run this. And we only run this if neither of these are true. Not only if this one is not true. So that was all. This just needed to be an elif. Fairly straightforward. Computers require very precise instructions. Extremely precise. They will do exactly what you tell them. Exactly. Down to the commas. Sometimes it's not always what you meant to say. Honestly, I feel like talking to people ain't that different. Alright. So now... Yeah, so now that's all well and good. So I want to check to make sure... Oh, right. There is one problem, though. And that's for undergrounds. Undergrounds require you to immediately place the other end. And, that is completely incompatible with this, dragging. Now, the other end of an underground is totally compatible with the dragging. But, I am gonna have to do a check. I'm not gonna be able to allow you to drag. So, we do need to have an if statement here, where if it's not equal to underground a pipe start. I do need that. That is 100% necessary. Okay, and just because I'm concerned, I'm gonna do the same thing up here. Okay, so now, unfortunately this means that underground pipes won't get that green box. I think I can make it happen anyway. Yeah, so let's see here. So basically, the reason that I did all that was because I kind of wanted it to happen anyway. I decided that I wanted everything to have the green square, but there was actually a pretty easy way to do it. And that was simply to... Well, okay, maybe it's not as easy as I thought. I was gonna say it would be easy to take some of the drawing stuff here out of the if dragging is true, but I'm not sure if I want to. I probably still do want the underground to show some of that, though, or to show the green. So what I think I can do is just make it so that the dragging is always set to true, and when it's here, it's just always set to false, and then we just don't check any of this stuff if it's not an underground. This should only happen if it's not an underground, and if it is, it should just always spawn the building. So I think that will also do it for undergrounds. I'm gonna go try it real quick. So I'll go shift on over there. I think this is my underground. Yeah. Oh. But then you can still do stuff like that, and that's not good. Is that okay? No, I don't think that's okay. So, yeah, I probably don't want it to enable dragging, so I'm gonna undo that, actually. No, that should still be like that. And actually, you know, everything okay, too late. But everything I had there was actually correct, so I'll go put that back. I was thinking about something. Okay. Well, I mean, I could keep it pretty simple if I wanted. Yeah, sure. Let's brute force it. That seems fine to me. So... actually, that's not quite as easy as I thought again. I might worry about this later. I don't think it's that important. I don't know. It would be kind of nice to just get all that the way that I want it to be right now, though. It's a tough choice. Okay. And you know what? I just realized I want to make sure that this works as I expect to. But one thing that I had a problem with was that when you had one pipe and you just ended up clicking for a long time, like you were thinking about something or something, it would just turn into a turn pipe, and that was a bit weird. So does this work now? I'm just gonna hold the button for a little bit. Are you a merge pipe? Excellent. But now it's a splitter. Okay, let's see, if I have everything properly set, I probably don't need to do that, actually. Let's see. Yeah, I just noticed that when I held down the button, when I released it, it turned into a splitter when my initial building was a merger, and I don't think I want that. So... yeah. Oh, but now the preview's not there. That's right, I do have to call it in order to get the preview. Okay, I know how to fix it. This is gonna be very silly. Are you ready for some silliness? I sure am. So this is going to be... I'm gonna put this on top. So we're gonna get the index here. And I will... let's see. I'm thinking if this would work. Because, say you had a normal pipe. No, this should always work. Okay. And then I'm gonna subtract 1. And then I can talk about what I was worried about. Building, array, sub, selected, building index. Which means we don't actually have to save the previous building at all, but I think I ended up using that somewhere, so not gonna worry about it. So what I was worried about here was like, okay, if we had a normal pipe, which is building array index 0, and I subtract 1, will that work? But the answer is yes, because all this would do is select the last one, and so when I go to select the building again, it'll add 1 to it, in which case, it'll go back to 0, which is the normal pipe, until you should get that again. So that's what I was worried about. So this should now do what I want it to. I'm gonna go and do the merger, and I'll check normal pipe too, just to make sure nothing's... Yay. Now you can hold down the button and the game doesn't explode. Fantastic. Let's make sure that I didn't break anything with the normal pipe. Yay, I figured it'd be fine. Okay, cool. So let's see, what do I want to do with the underground? Because I kind of would like it to get its little box and then turn green when you can build there properly. Like, right now, I have all these values just hard-coded because it was convenient for the time being. I plan to make that into a variable, and then make it so that you, how to say, that it turns red when you can't build, and that'll be controlled by a variable. It just doesn't exist yet. And so when you're building on a single point, I think I'd still like to have that. Let's see, I'm gonna close my dev version. I don't need it anymore. Okay. So how do I get that rectangle to show up for the undergrounds without allowing you to drag while you were undergrounding? That's a good question. I mean, obviously you can still drag when you're undergrounding, but it won't do anything. And this is also telling me, but let me demonstrate something that I noticed when I was trying to do the thing with the undergrounds, where I noticed that if you take the underground and you're just like, I think I would have put it there, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't work quite the same as it used to anymore. You can't just kind of derp around and drag. Oh, I didn't fix it there. You know, I'm glad I tested this thing. Let me close this so you can actually see. Or there, I missed a spot where I need to convert the vector2 to a string, and that's why I crashed the game. But it's easy. You just go var to stir, and then it's all good. Yay. I probably shouldn't use that there. I should probably use... Yeah, we don't trust cursor snap here. And besides, I can do a more simpler version. So this is the underground pipe, and I can use location. Okay. That's better anyway. Oh. No, it should be true location. No, it should be location. We're good. Yes. So, to talk about what I was talking about there, now that location is a string, I made another one that I called true location, which is a vector2, so that this way I can use it for all the vector2 related things, but no, I want this value to be a string. It's expecting a string to be there, so location is correct. So, let's see. I am probably hyper overcomplicating this, but I am just trying to avoid... Oh, I gotta sneeze, hold on. I am trying to avoid shenanigans. I have a thing that's building underground pipe, right? Is building underground. Perfect. That's exactly what I need here. I don't think I can use that for building the initial underground, though, because how to say, use that for after the underground has been built. Yeah, I can't use that one. I can use a slightly different one, though. Having another one feels a little bit ridiculous, but I can do it. And I don't care. Let me see. Let's run the game again. So, once it comes up, there it goes. If we, I don't know, let's build it over here, and then we get the end. I do want you to be able to drag this one. Like, that seems fine. What do you mean? Underground location. Oh, right. You need to be a string now. See, you can tell that I did not actually go about testing underground pipes after changing things, because there's a few places where I'm getting a vector 2 where I need a string now. So where's underground pipe location? You're supposed to be a string now. Okay. Are you gonna explode? Perfect. That's exactly what I need. Underground location. Location. And this should be... Oh, that should be fine. Receives can be... Receives is supposed to be a string, isn't it? Oh god, have I been making them all vector 2s? I have. Well, shoot. Well, it's fine, because they're all gonna get converted to strings, but, that unfortunately means that I'm probably gonna run into shenanigans eventually. I'm surprised I haven't yet. Terrifying. Okay, I think I do want this to, want it to be calculating based on a vector 2, but it's true that I need... Value of type string. So I have some problems. I'm amazed that it worked so far. Okay. Oh no, this is supposed to be a string. And so is this. All of these are... Oh no. 'Cause I did some very basic tests to make sure everything was fine, but to be fair, I haven't touched pipe math for most of the week. Okay, well... Vector2.end. I'm trying to use this instead of random numbers. But nope, you are supposed to be a string now. And you are also supposed to be a string. Okay, so time for everything to explode. Let's see what happens. But it's okay. You know, this is why I said that I thought I got them all. I was wrong. This is why it was terrifying. Now I'm terrified as to why it worked before, and why I didn't notice. I'm scared. I'm really, really scared. So, I guess I'll be fixing some things. Unfortunately. But that's okay. I got this. Oh god, this is gonna be so much typing. You know, I'm glad that it's at least telling me all the places I messed up. It makes it so much easier to hunt them down when they just raise their hand and say, "Hello, I am error." Oh boy. Oh, that's okay. Just give me a second to type all this. You know, I did think about breaking this out into functions occasionally, but I couldn't think of a good way to do it with me having to double check specific pipes. And now I'm kind of paying the price for that. That's okay. I think it's fine. Var to stir. But if anybody ever tells you about why architecture is important, this is basically it. And I am embracing the god of spaghetti here. I am personally a big fan of the flying spaghetti monster, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Hello there, Polarantine. Welcome back. Let's see, I'm going to do a vector gives. That should be, oops, you need to var, there we go. And, no, var to stir, there we go. Vector gives, okay. Why are you, oh. I can't type, that's all. I wouldn't say this is complicated, this is just... This is fairly straightforward. I just messed up something, so now I have to go back and fix it. But this is fine. No, not var. There we go. And var to stir. And var. Oh, I have another sneeze. Hold on. I have been a little bit sniffly today. It rained last night, so I think the plants are like, yes! Let us send out the pollen! We'll make the humans' lives miserable! Someday we'll track down that rogue plant in the backyard that keeps making me sniffly. But today's not that day. Var to stir. Today is the day we just casually fix typing problems. Var to stir. I think I'm like halfway through them, and I've been going at a pretty leisurely pace here. Vector gives. There we go. Ah. Okay, so we're gonna have... And then receives will be var to stir. Incidentally, this is where strict typing can be very useful, even besides the performance benefits. They tell you when you've done messed up. It's fantastic. Vector receives. Var Victor gives. I lament that there's no good way to copy and paste all this. I'd be making just as many changes if I tried. So I'm gonna be typing for a bit. Var vector. Oh, hold on. Got streamer curse of itchy nose, which is only exacerbated by feeling sniffly and sneezy. Freaking pollen, man. So infectious it even gets out into space. R to stir. And then Victor split gives underground. Almost there. And yeah, you're special, so var vector receives var to stir. And then from here we get vector receives. And then we var to stir. This tells me I probably var'd stirred somewhere else, and I probably don't need to anymore, but I don't think I'm gonna fix it. If it works, it's fine, but it might explode. We'll see. We'll see if we get new and exciting explosions with me fixing this. Vector receives. R to stir. That's okay. That's just the nature of talking to computers. They're picky. They want you to say the exact right words. They will do exactly what you tell them, and it's always very scary to have that kind of, that kind of power, you know? They believe in me so much, and I just don't think they should. I'm not that trustworthy. Okay. If I was, we wouldn't be having problems like this. From finding that JSON does not like vector 2s. I think this is the last one, though. So that'll be fantastic. Then I'll be free. Let's see, vector receives. And you will be... Okay. So, hopefully that stops all the explosions and everything will be fine. And, we might get new and exciting explosions later, so don't worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll let my future self handle it. She's got this. So, back to the... get the green tile around the... underground. I was like, oh no, did I actually get rid of my header? But no, I didn't. We're good. I just didn't scroll up all the way. All is well. I'm slightly panicky today. Anyway, how do I want to handle the green on the underground? Because I don't want it to draw... Ooh, actually. Hello there, Shamas. Welcome back. Do I still have problems? No, we're good. Right, you know what? I should make sure that the undergrounds are working before I figure out how to fix the random thing I just found. Okay, all is well. We're good. They work. So, but yeah, I definitely want the green tile on it. And I don't want there to be dragging shenanigans with it. You know what? I'm gonna keep this guy here. We'll keep this guy. I'm gonna copy and paste. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have it on my clipboard, and this will be just built now. So, okay, show me where you're gonna explode. There we go, that's perfect. And... so... I want to go back and fix it in all these places. So this way I can use is building underground for something... for my dragging purposes. Just built. I use it a lot of places. You always learn just how many places you use something when you go and delete it. Okay, let's see. Now you guys can join all the shenanigans down here. Where do I want to put you? I'll put you with dragging. Okay. So now we go down here and we do a special case. If you know what? I think I can do an elif here instead, because these are intrinsically tied. Then I want to draw a rectangle on just where the cursor is, I think. No, it can't be where the cursor is. It has to be where the pipe was. Might be fine. Well, let's just see how this works for now. So we'll just grab this guy here, bring him here, and this will be a cursor snap instead. I know I can do that. Stop pretending like I can't. That should be right. Oh, because you need to be a... There you go. Okay. So, I'm not sure if this will work. I mean, you can see that when I was thinking about it, I did not actually have very much confidence in it. But I'm gonna go see if I have to make this more complicated. Pain. I do. I'm also not sure if I like the fact that I can move it around. While I'm trying to drag. So... I'm gonna have to think about that. But regardless, this didn't even work. Oh. Probably because I don't set it to true. You know, that would help, wouldn't it? That would help. Hello there, Protox. Welcome back. Is building underground is true. And over here... is building underground is false. Oh. Okay. Okay, and I kind of want to root it in position like I'm doing it for everything else, so I'm gonna do something special for that too. Let's see. I don't think we'll be having too many further pipes that will require more of these. I know at some point we're basically going to be making roads that your factory workers can go on. I think they can mostly follow pipe rules, though, and I don't think that they're going to have a lot of weird exceptions. Maybe a couple of exceptions. So I'll keep that in mind as I do this, but, you know, I'm pretty cool with, you know, praising the flying spaghetti monster. Spaghetti is delicious. So let's see, so we got that. How do I keep it rooted in place? How did I keep it rooted in place with my dragging, actually? You know, that's a good question. How did I do that? I think I just got rid of the preview and then replaced it with the green square. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I did. Create preview path. Elif. Is building underground equals true, not true. The distinction is important, and then we get rid of it. I think that's all I did. Okay, let's see how this works now. Okay. Okay, so I can still move the box around. I don't want that. I do want to lock it into place, and give me just a moment. I gotta deal with my nose. I have been super sniffly today, so I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick, grab some water because my throat is dying due to aforementioned sniffles and postnasal drip. I will be right back. So, yeah, give me just a moment. Allergies are the worst. Why do people like outside so much? I look forward to winter when everything dies. I always get the last laugh because they die before I do. Alright. Let's go back to this. Now then, where was I? What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out how to make it so things don't move. Yeah, it's because of this. I don't actually want it to be based on the location. I want it to be based on where the initial click was. You know what? I'm glad I could help. Enjoy the Factorio. It's a good game. This game probably would not exist if Factorio did not exist, so there you go. Some credit goes to Satisfactory too, because that was the game that convinced my husband that having the factory aid in your exploration was a good idea. Whoa. Alright, well, have a good time. I haven't actually played any Factorio mods. I've watched other people play Factorio mods. I like watching Dosh Dushington suffer through the very hard Factorio mods, but I've never played any myself. Okay. Yeah, so how about we just lock in preview start? Equals cursor snap, and then here we're gonna do preview start. And we're gonna, let's see. Oh god. You're gonna play C block? Good luck. Yes. Let me know how it goes. I think Factorio is great. C blocks look interesting, but I'm not sure if I have any desire to play it. It maybe goes a little bit too hard on the realism for my taste. And then we set preview start, back to nothingness. Okay. Yeah, this is so weird, but I think it's gonna work. Let's find out. Looks like I scrolled past it, because I am silly and thinking about Factorio. Oh man, it still moves. Well, it puts it in the right spot, so that's great. Didn't I fix the draw? Did I not? Oh, I didn't. That's why. Review start. Okay, let's try that again. Yay! Now it'll just be stuck there forever. I don't actually know if this will feel good, but it's consistent with how literally everything else works, so I'm gonna roll with it. And then you can do whatever, and it'll be fantastic. I'm gonna put one here, and then I'm just gonna click here, and it's fine, right? Yep, that is indeed fantastic. So at the very least, it's working the way I want it to right now. Like I said, I don't actually know if I want it to be like that. I don't. So that's hard, but now, unfortunately, I'm worried that I might need a new solution for how I'm handling all of this. Needed water. I am somewhat concerned about that, actually. Because the way I do it right now is ignore the fact that there's like 5 rectangles in there. Strictly speaking, I only draw 2, and the others are just there because sometimes it looked weird. But I draw 1 rectangle once it comes up. You see how it bends? I have 1 rectangle handling this part here, and then another one handling the other part, and, you know, if it's up here, I have 1 rectangle going the vertical direction, and then the other rectangle the horizontal. And that's how this gets drawn, so that this way it makes a nice accurate preview for where the pipes will go. But now, in my head, I am wondering, okay. Oh. I might have to do something about that, actually. No, I think that this is actually okay. Ooh, is it though? Because the reason that I say maybe it's okay is because, like, what if I have a splitter and I want to make a path out like this? I don't want the splitter to rotate. I have these pipes going backwards, don't I? Well, shoot, because I do. Yeah, these ones are backwards too. Okay, well, that's easy enough to fix. I'm gonna leave this up for a second. Let's go back to the code, and... You know, I'm glad I noticed this now. Okay, so... What in my god-awful abomination of if statements is that? So it's gonna be in here. I just got one of these wrong. It's... X... in the positive direction. So this should be 270. And then this should be 90, right? I haven't updated it, so I can check, right? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Okay. Let's go turn this back on, and let's see if that got fixed. Yeah, that's right now. This is right. This is right. It looks weird right now because I'm keeping the state of the initial pipe. I will decide if I like that. I'm not sure if I do. I think it's correct for splitters and maybe incorrect for everything else. The splitters are the only one that don't give in the same direction that you'd be dragging the pipes in. Because, like, what I'm saying here is, like, if you have a merger, you can see that it gives downward. And so if I wanted to pull this way, I'd probably expect this to be turning with the direction there. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. But I think that's actually relatively easy to fix. So... So, otherwise, we wanted to be doing something like this. Okay, so, I'm gonna put you at the bottom, just so I'm not doing this in the center of the declarations there. It's too bad, because this managed to avoid all of the if statements, and now they're back with a vengeance. Just because I have to deal with stupid rotational nonsense. Bah! I can't think of an elegant way to do this. I'm sure it exists, but I sure can't think of it, so I'm just gonna do it like this. Let's see, so this is gonna be if... selected building equals split. Then we do that, else... Why am I making you flip? Oh, that's because you're all the turn stuff. Else, I think we just do this. I'll try it for all the pipes. Boop. Okay. So this also won't work for turn pipes. So I'll have to make another condition for turn pipes. I think that's fine. I wish I didn't have to copy and paste it all when I already... You know, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. So let's make a function. This is gonna be rotate, drag, rotate, dragged, I guess I'll call them straight pipes. So this is anything that I want to behave similar to a normal pipe, and it does not return anything, and it just does this. And I don't have to worry about all these variables because they are global variables. This gets called in process, so I basically can only work in global variables. I think I have an else indented. What the heck? Okay, whatever. This one should be out here. And you should be over here. There we go. Fix all the indentation. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this for everything that's gonna use normals, and this will be shit, what did I just call the function I just made? Rotate. Not ratate, rotate. Rotate, drag, straight pipes. And that will also be true for my else here. Rotate, drag, straight pipes. There we go. Now I don't have to be doing all the copy and pasting. And this is going to be for turnpipes. So you will be rotate, drag, turn pipes. Because I don't want to deal with all the shenanigans, man. I can't do it. Where's the else for this one? It's this one, right? Yeah, so let's get you out into place. That'll make it easier for me to know, and then I can fix all the indentation. Perfect. Because unfortunately, I kind of had to go through, like, every combination in order to get these things to move in the right direction. But I think all this will be worth it, though, because it's going to be a lot easier to make chains of pipes after this. It's gonna be fantastic. And I don't know, I don't quite see a way around. Oh, you're supposed to be here. Yes. Oh shit, then where's the... Oh no. Okay, you know what, let's try that again. I lost track of what I was doing. Okay. This is the else that sticks out the most, so that's the one that goes with this one. So that'll be for you. Okay. There we go, and it'll be great. But yeah, I don't quite know what to do to place all the pipes right without just going through and figuring out what the rotation should be based on the direction of the start and the end. I'm not quite sure how to do this more elegantly, so here we are. We pray to our Lord and Savior, the Spaghetti Monster. May he show mercy on me today. Okay. This all looks correct. Awesome. Just double checking it. Yeah, that looks good. So then we come back up here. And we're gonna want a rotate, drag, turn pipes. Okay, and then here I'm going to want LF, excuse me. Selected building is equal to turn. Then we want a rotate, drag, turn pipes, and that should handle it. And it will also handle the flipping for me, so this should be fine. Okay. So hopefully this makes things feel a little bit more natural. Like I said, today was going to be a lot of little things for game feel purposes. And I keep getting distracted by small things. Yeah, let's make sure this works before I go into more detail. So we got a turn pipe here. Or a normal pipe here. If I drag you down... Good. Good. Yeah, and it still does that, regardless. Actually, you know, I think I should do something about that. I probably don't want that to happen. So let's do that. I think I know exactly how to do it too. So right now here we have this. And I believe if there's nothing going up, that preview pipe's end should be empty. I'm gonna double check this. Actually, you know what? We'll check it like this. I'll still print though. Okay. So I'll print preview pipe's end as just a check. But we get this, and preview pipe's end is not empty. So does that do what I want it to do? Let's find out. So I'm just gonna drag it a straight line. Yeah. Yep, that did it. And so it's empty like I expect? Yep, if we see in the debug, it is indeed empty like I expect. So now, in theory, if I go through and just drag things every which way, it should all connect the way I expect. Oops. I'm not sure what that was about, but I sure did something. Ooh. Why is that happening? I don't know what the hell that was. Let's see if I can find out. Oh, why did that happen? Why did that happen? I can't reproduce it. I know I saw something happen there. That was strange. But I can't make it happen again. Yeah, it doesn't happen if I do it fast, or... Ooh, and that was interesting too, because what I did there was I was just really, really fast, and it only drew the one pipe. Maybe 1.5 is too slow. I don't know, that's pretty dang fast. How fast is a click? Because I don't know. When you're drawing large chains of pipes like this, I could see you just kind of flicking and expecting it to work. Let me see if I can get away with making it just a little bit smaller. So let's see, click timer here. I'm gonna try to make this, let's try 0.10. So, you know, a 0.1 second. And I'll do the same where I do it programmatically here. I'm pretty sure I don't actually have to adjust it there, but it makes me feel good about myself. Does this still feel okay? I think so. And what about the flick? Yeah, if I'm really fast, it still draws 1. I'm really afraid to make that too much smaller, though. Let's do it. Okay. 0.05. .05. This is what it means to test for how things feel. This still feels pretty natural to me. And, you know, I've already established that even if I just kind of hold it there and I don't move, it'll be fine. So I think that this is actually okay. I am not sure why that one got turned upward. I guess I probably moved my mouse upward slightly. I thought I was only setting that if I moved an entire grid cell. I'll have to double check that because I don't think I want that to happen. That would be very confusing. I'll double check it, but I was flicking. Oh yeah, significantly less likely to happen. Okay, I think that's pretty good, but I want to double check that thing where, if I hold it down and move my cursor up very slightly, it turns it upward. That should not happen. Okay, but I think I know a reliable way to fix that. So we have here... And... So this is just the click here, so I would think what I want to say here is that if... How to say... view start is equal to view end, or not equal to, then we do the normal things. And otherwise... I think... Let's see. Yeah, I don't set preview start for this one, so this is fine. And then else... we just spawn the building based on the cursor's location. And I think... I think I'd rather, just to be safe, do it based on preview start. So now if I hold and move my cursor slightly upward, I don't think we'll have that issue. Oh, we still do, huh? Yeah, it still wants to calculate all the things. So this is if we're dragging. Okay, I'm gonna go remove my print statement from down here. Now I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna see why these are different. Or why they are, yeah, why they're different. Okay, print, preview start. Print, preview end. Okay, so we're just gonna hang out there. It's... oh, I think I know why. What? Okay, that was not what I was expecting. Because preview end is calculated in this. Okay. Oh, that's easy enough to fix. Let's move it. I forgot that I put it in there. Boop. Get it on out of there. We'll bring it on up here before we try to compare them. That seems important. Okay. Does it work now? Okay, I've got the thing. I'm gonna move my cursor slightly upward. And it stays down. Ooh. Why is that happening? I thought I fixed that. Do I not set is dragging to fall somewhere? No, I do. That's happening regardless. Oh, because I don't reset preview start, of course. I need to reset both of these regardless. Okay. Let's see if that got all the shenanigans. Alright, so I'm gonna move the cursor around a little bit in here. Move it every which direction. Looks good. And you can see that I am not getting any more weird things happening. So this should be fantastic. I'm gonna actually reload this, and I want to see how this works with all the various types of pipes now. Okay, there it goes. So we tried normal pipes, and I found some issues, and I fixed them. So now, let's try it with an extractor. Yeah, and you still can't put the extractor down. Once I start putting in error messaging and stuff, I'm gonna make a note of that. And I might even put a little message there saying that you can only put it in specific spots. Or maybe I should just exclude the extractor from this as well. I don't know, it might be nice to be able to click and drag from an extractor and just make a long string of pipes. I just need to make sure that it's clear that, you still can't put the extractor over there. Right now it just doesn't draw it, and I don't think that's good player feedback. I don't think it's the next thing I want to tackle specifically, though. So. But, otherwise, works fine. How about here? Yeah, so this is gonna have to be rotated a little bit differently. Oh, that means I can't use the same function for both. Oh god. It's gonna need its own special rotation. I think I might actually be able to use it. Well, not quite the same way as splitters, because with the splitter, if you go this way, like, it's fine. But if you go this way, then there. But I think I can mostly use the same splitter logic. I just need to check for if it needs to flip. Yes. Okay. Okay, I don't need to panic. Let's fix that. Today, we're doing quality of life stuff. I need water. Okay. This is good, though. I think it'll be very robust. So back down to here. I actually don't want this at all. So this will keep it the same with splitters. If selected building is equal to turn pipe. Okay, so I have to think about how this is going to work. Let's break out the MS Paint. Okay. So, I did this a little while ago, but let me let me remember something. Oh. And screw you. Pass. Okay, I need to look at something so I know what to put there. Don't worry about it. Alright, so we have this. This is 0 degrees. Goes this way. So that is 0 degrees. Then we move it 90 degrees and we get, oops, this, and it goes down. And then we do it again. We get 180 degrees. And it goes like this. This is 180. And then it goes like this. Points up. And this is 270. So that is the directions that we have to work with. So now let me think about how this is going to go. So we have horizontal. And we have vertical. Okay. So this is how I make sure I don't get dyslexic while I'm working with turn paints. So, if... Let's see. So basically, I just need to know if we flip it. So, when we're going this way, we don't flip it. But when we go this way, we do flip it. And when we go this way, or no, we're starting from a turnpipe. Oh boy, do I have sufficient information? I do. I totally do. But it means I don't care about this. I need to know the start. So let me fix that then. So, what I'm trying to determine is which way everything goes. So... Oh god, I have to wrap my head around things. Oh, hello. I think Godot is pretty fantastic. It'll let you do a lot of things. It's very different from Game Maker. With Godot, you do need to learn how to code. It is not drag and drop. Game Maker is much more drag and drop, where the coding is kind of secondary. And so with Game Maker, if you know how to code, it's kind of much harder to make things, to adjust things. At least that was my experience with Game Maker. It's harder to make your own stuff, but they have lots of drag and drop functionality, so you can make games without really knowing how to code much at all. The amount of coding that you have to learn is much smaller. With Godot, it can do pretty much whatever you want it to do, but you have to know how to code. You 100% will have to learn how to code if you use Godot. Godot is meant to be a tool for people that know how to code. Game Maker, as far as I can tell, is for people that don't. So I'd say that's the big difference. So I don't know what your coding skills are like, or if you would like to get deep into learning how to code. But I would say that that is the fundamental difference. Right now, this is barely even coding. I just gotta figure out how to turn something. I know how to do it, but man, my mind gets so turned around. Yeah, GD script is pretty straightforward. It is. I mean, I highly encourage Godot if you would like to learn how to code. That's why I just made the distinction based on that. You know, that's not to say if you use Game Maker, you won't have to learn any code. You probably will have to learn a little bit. But with Godot, you gotta learn it basically from the start. You gotta know. But I do think it's very doable. Yes. And it's been a great tool, and I've liked working with it. I would say it's, I don't know, from what I've seen, I think it's on par with, like, Unity and the like. Kind of have a Blender situation where Godot is starting to keep up with some of the paid options as well. All right, thank you. Thanks for stopping by, and I wish you good luck with your game too. Definitely keep at it. It's hard, but it's a lot of fun. I've been having a great time making this guy. Okay. Oh boy. So now back to... apologies. It looks like, my YouTube chat broke again. I'm really sorry to people that were trying to... that were trying to talk. Yes. I see you in YouTube now, but yeah, my YouTube chat broke. That happens sometimes. I do apologize if I have just not been seeing your messages. God, I hate that. I didn't check to make sure it scrolled down. There's gotta be something I can do about that. I'm gonna look into that. I'm really sorry. Okay. So, thank you for coming to find me on Twitch. I appreciate it. It gave me the heads up that my chat is broken again. Alright. Oh yeah, I stream Godot every Thursday, I do a game every Friday, and then I do some drawing every Saturday. So, I will be around. Feel free to ask me any questions you have. Okay, let's see. Okay, back to figuring out how this should be rotated. Let me see, if we're going this way... Yeah, I think this might be insufficient information to figure out how it should be rotated. Because if we're going this way... It means it could be coming from here or here. And I don't really have any way to know. Alright, see you later. And I really don't have any way to know. I feel like I shouldn't give up there. But I'd basically have to know if my pipe dictionary has a pipe above or below that. And then if we were going the other way, you know, once again, it could be going from either direction. If we're going down, could still be coming from either direction. All of those are valid configurations. So I'd basically just have to look in the pipe dictionary to know. I can do that. There's nothing stopping me. Let's take a look at that, actually. Okay. I'm gonna keep my picture, but... Oh god. Okay, so what I need to do... So this is going to be preview start. And the building here has not been built yet. And I need to know which direction it's going. Can I do that? I should be able to at this point. Yeah, because this is where I'm starting to build things, so this is fine. You know what, today I was expecting to get into the error messaging and stuff and saying, hey, you can't build here. Turns out I'm doing weird building edge cases instead. Well, that's fine. It has to be done eventually, and I think this will feel pretty good once I get it right. So... Let's see. I need to know if it's going to the left or the right. Even if it's going up and down or left and right. So let's go... I have a block of code that I've been using a lot, this guy. So this will be determining if it's going up or down, or left and right. It's okay, I can do it. I can do it. It's possible. It's totally possible. Okay, so now we have determined it's going left and right. Preview start.x is greater than preview end.x. Okay, so now we know it's going specifically to the right. So now we check the pipe dictionary and see if there's something below it. So if... or above it. Actually, I'm gonna give it a default value, and then I'm gonna change it if there's something in a different direction. So... I don't think we need to... Well, no, we might. I'm not gonna adjust the rotation for now. So, let's just worry about flipping. Well, I can't just check for flipping unless I know how it's gonna be rotated. So, okay. So I know it's gonna be greater than, so I think I can set rotation by default. To 0. And then... but... I'll see how it works. Well, we'll start with this. And... flipping... to false. And then if, instead... there's a pipe below it. So now if there's a pipe above and below it. Okay, yeah, there's a few combinations here that I want to check. So if... Oh wait, no, this is... I want to flip this. Okay, it's going to the right. That's what I'm picturing in my head. Okay. Okay, so if pipe info sub var to stir, so this will pick it from the pipe dictionary. So I want to get the value of just below preview start. So that'll be preview start dot x and preview start dot y plus cell size. We'll do dot y just to make me happy, and this is going to be a vector 2. I should have declared that first, but I forgot that you got to do shenanigans. Okay. So if there's a pipe there, and oops, I need the colon, and if no, I don't check this like that. I check it like this. If pipe info dot has. Okay, and then I say if pipe info sub the big long scary thing sub gives is equal to preview start. Or I want to also check for split gives, just in case it's a splitter. And this should cover everything that could possibly give to that spot. So now we come down here and flip equals true. Pain! I got to do that a few more times. Let me make sure this works the way I expect. So I think I have to adjust the rotation as well. But I'm pretty sure I have to flip it. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm picturing this right. So we got this. So if it's going this way and it's coming from below, we gotta flip it. Yes. So then we also have to rotate it. This will be 0, 90, 180. Okay. This will feel really good when it's done for the player, so I'm gonna do it. I have nothing if not dedicated. Okay. Now, for the next case. So I believe that this covers going to the right. Now let's get to the left. I'm screaming. All right. Well, it's okay. Everything's okay. So here. I'm gonna move this out of here, I think. Well. I'm thinking, okay? Look, this is hard. Yeah, I think I want it like this. This is right. Okay. And I just change it if there's shenanigans. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna call this good. You see, this is why I embrace the spaghetti. Let's see, else. So this is if it's going to the left. So I want the default to be 180, I believe. I'm looking at my picture. So if we're going that way. No, it's this. Right? Comes out from here and goes that way, so that would be default 180. That is right. Okay. This is why I drew the picture. Building rotation equals 0. I guess if I'm just always doing that. Okay, I will actually move this out, because if I'm just gonna make that the default always, what did I just do? I don't know, I don't want to do that. Okay, we're good. So, if I'm just making a 0 and false the default, I'm just gonna put it up there, and I'll base everything else around it. That'll be how I check for things here. Okay. So this is if it's going to the left now. So okay, I just wanted to connect to existing pipes if they exist. If no pipe exists, then I don't care and it can go either direction. The default is fine. That's how I'm thinking about this right now. Some of these things might change if I play the game. And I just think something else would be better, but this is fine for now. So I do actually have to change this. Yeah, I was just talking about that. Because the default building rotation, without having to flip it, is 180. Okay. And that's in order to make it go to the left. The turnpike. I apologize that I can't show some of this better, but I'm doing math in my head and that's dangerous. So I need to think. Alright, and so if it's facing that way, I want to see if it is above it. Okay. And I need it above it, so that's actually going to be a minus here. Because up is minus in code land. That's how computers think. They think up is negative. So if that's the case, then we need to flip equals true. And how do I rotate that? Okay. So we need something going to the left. So, like this. That's why I said down was the default this time. So now I'm gonna flip it. So now it's at 180 degrees. And now it's at 0. Perfect. This feels very wasteful. So, I don't know, maybe I will put this, back in here then. Okay, we won't default it for everyone. Yeah, this makes more sense. I changed my mind. I can change my mind as many times as I want, it's fine. Alright, so now we get out of this. Into here. So now this is gonna be going if it's going on the y-axis. If it's going up and down. So, if it's going down, I'm gonna start with down because that's the positive y. No, not u, dot y. There is no u-axis. There's only xy in 2D. I don't care about z. Z doesn't exist. It's not real. Okay, now the default. I don't need to set flip. Flip is already false up from up here. Oh no, it's not. Is now. Okay. So if it's going up and down, which way do we need this? Okay, so first I should get... Okay, so this is if it's going down. So down is 90, comes from the right. So I need to check for the left. It's for the players. It's for the players, man. Okay. Let's see. So I need to check to the right, and that's going to be... To the right is positive. Or... No, I need to check on the left. So yeah, left is negative. Okay. And if it is there, we do need to flip it. And I want to get the proper rotation. Okay, building rotation is... Okay, let's take a look at this again. This is always how I... Man, why you gotta be like that? Fine, I'll type it later. Need to check something, don't be mean. Okay, let's see here. So... Going down. That would mean it's like this. That's why I needed to check to see if it was from the left. This is a default of 90, that's what I put, right? Yeah, that's what I put. Perfect. And then we just flip it, and we don't actually have to change the rotation. Awesome. Life is good. Oh, and it didn't even load the game properly. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Oh yeah, we don't actually have to adjust the rotation on the Y. I forgot about that. That's nice. Okay. Else. Okay, so if we go back to my picture... Go back to my lovely MS Paint picture, now we're going up. So the default that goes up is 270. building rotation equals 270. And if the potentially connecting pipe is, we need to check for being on the right. And if that's true, I believe we just flip. We don't have to rotate it. So now I will be adding. I will still check. Alright, and then we do flip equals true. And let me see if we need to rotate it further. Okay, so I'm gonna have it pointing upward. That is 270, that's what I put down, right? Yep. Okay, cool. And when I flip it, it's still 270. So we're good. That's it. That should be all the special turnpipe logic necessary. Oh my god, that was a thing! Okay. Ah! Are there any other pipes that need to be special? I don't think so. There's a few other things I'd like to be able to do. Like, for example, if you start dragging from an existing pipe, I kind of want to do some special things. But I haven't done that yet, and that will depend on the type of pipe and some other things. Like if you drag from a merge pipe, I want you to be able to, how to say, I want the pipes to go the other way, because unless you're, you know, doing it in the same direction as the gives, but if you're doing it in the same direction, like you're trying to connect this merge pipe to something further upstream, I want the pipes to go the other direction. And if you drag a pipe on a existing turnpipe and it goes in the opposite direction of whatever it's connected to, I want it to turn into a splitter. Is there any other special cases? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. There might also be some things where right now I basically don't let you place on existing pipes. But I'm also considering letting you do that if it's a normal pipe and you want to put a merger or a splitter on it. Some things like that. Just some things that I think will make it a little bit easier and more intuitive to build paths. I was totally expecting to get into Blueprint soon, but this ended up being a bit of a rabbit hole, so here we are. Let's go play around with the dragging and see if it does what I expect. So, I don't know, if I say had a... Let's see, say I had some pipes over here. And I decided I wanted to put a turnpipe. Right here, I'm gonna rotate it wrong. And I'm going to see if it fixes it for me. There be shenanigans. Right, because I put the default at 0. Well, I shouldn't do that, huh? The default should definitely be... whatever this is, and so it should only happen... I should only change it if... Oh man, I'm gonna have to rethink my entire logic here. I've got 10 minutes, what's the worst that could happen? Let's try to figure this out. I'm just gonna type. In general, don't change the pipe. I think that's a good policy. I was basing all this on if the player was dragging in a specific direction, that presumably he wants the building's give to be going that direction. That's right. Okay. Well, this ended up me being me brute forcing everything, so I'm actually gonna do it like this. Just means I have to fix the indentation everywhere, which kind of sucks, but that's fine. I just push it back one layer. I remember that I was gonna do something if it was a split pipe or a and then build off that logic if it was a turnpipe, and I forgot to do that, and I just ended up building the entire thing for turnpipes. So, you know what, this is fine. Okay, and then that one's okay. Okay, let's try it again. So I'm gonna make a turnpipe, and I want it to go this way. It defaults to up. It should have... There was a thing below it that gave... Okay, let me try one more pattern, just to see if I can diagnose the problem here. So if we do this... It did flip it, though. Okay, because I have no particular default direction, I might need the... Okay. That might be it. Yeah, okay. Let's, check this. That's right, I'm not setting this anymore. But I thought that I went through, like, all the possibilities. So... Yep, we have a rotation here, and then we change it here. Did I just get, like, the number wrong? Because this is one I was going horizontally, so that was this. And then I set it to 0. It should have... these. Okay, I'm gonna... First step. I'm just gonna start printing. Just to make sure that I'm thinking right. Second step. Then we're gonna get in here. This is gonna be third step. And then we're gonna get into here, which is gonna be fourth step. Okay. So let's see what things we print. So this is gonna be nothing, and then I'm just gonna drag to the right, and let me double check. So this is, if we're going horizontally, and the end is greater than the start, so we're going to the right. Did it get everywhere? First step. Okay, it did not get to the fourth step, so it did not detect this. Did I get the correct location that I should be looking? Because here... If it's by default 0, so you know it's going this way. If I want to see if I need to rotate it, I look below, which is positive Y in game design terms, which is what I did. I looked positive Y. Okay, so if there's a problem here, let's print this. This tells me that this was not getting this value correctly. Let's see what number it actually is. Okay, so what are you? You know, I should have checked. I need another print before I can do this, so let's... And then I want to also print preview start. Perfect. Okay. So let's try to find out what the problem is here. I'm sure it's something silly. It always is, you know? Okay, so I calculated it correctly, but it didn't find it. Var to stir, var to stir. What did I do, Mr. Computer? Why are you mad at me? I just want to be friends and have you work properly and make the player's life awesome. So... Those are very slightly different. This one is in quotes for some reason. I don't know, do I need to do something silly like this? Will that make you happy? Not convert value to string. Okay, nope, that just made you even more upset. I'm sorry, Mr. Computer. Please don't be angry. Please. Like I said, you know, we just want to be friends. So, something is being put into quotes. Ooh, you know, I bet it's something that I did to fix something later. Okay, I'm gonna go check my dictionary again. Let me see. Where is the create building? Spawn building. Did I put a var to stir down here and that's why things didn't break? That is what I did. So that's why things didn't break. And now I'm just doing it sooner, so I don't think I have to do it here. And that's probably why it's adding the extra quotes. Okay, how about now? Yay! Okay. So that was it. It was just shenanigans. And then if I have nothing, and I drag this way, that's good. And if I have... just for funsies... something below that does not go the right direction. Where do I want to try to build a pipe chain? Let's do it right here. Should set it that way. Perfect. Okay, so this appears to be behaving the way that I want it to for this. I'm gonna reset this just so that I can hopefully maybe use a little bit less space testing the other directions. So I'll put a pipe here. Drag this way. Okay, we're looking good. And if I drag this way normally, yep. Drag this way normally, good. This way normally, good. I'm gonna put a splitter in just for fun and then use the split give side, which is this left side here, to test, let's do up. Okay, and then, so normally up would point this way, so let's head up, and now it does it the right way. So yeah, I think we're good. This will get more extensive testing when it comes time to build out pipes, but this looks good to me. So let's go clean up all my print statements. But now, where's that function? Handle pipe chain? Yep. Okay, let's clean up the prints. And yeah, I guess that'll do it for today. So, you know what? That could be a little bit late. Let's go play around with some of the other options just to make sure that there's nothing I want to adjust. The extractor I already said I'm gonna do once I start handling errors and stuff. I mentioned that I want to do something special with a merger. Ooh. Actually, you know what? I don't even have to do it from existing mergers. I can do it from here. Where if it's a merger... Well, you might actually want to do it like this sometimes, though. Yeah, you know what? I think this is viable. I kind of think I want to keep this one like this. And then when you click on an existing merger and then do a thing there, I kind of want to change the direction of the pipes and stuff. So that this way, say you had an extractor here and you wanted to connect it to this merger, you could do that. And you could do it from this side, where you just drag it out to an extractor that maybe you have there. And that would make sense. Currently it doesn't do that. I want to add in some special logic for that. And these are the kind of things that I'll probably just be doing for the next couple of weeks. Just quality of life stuff. That, and I would like to do blueprints, you know, a la Factorio, where you can select an area and basically copy and paste it. I'll probably have an actual copy and paste too, and maybe an undo button. I kind of want to do those, and but even just beyond the copy and paste part, I do want to make it so this way you can save them and reuse some patterns that you use often. So that'll be a thing I do soon. And let's see, was there anything else? We have saving and loading. I think that's about it, really. And yeah, so for a little while now, before I go back into actual calculations for how much should be flowing through all the pipe, how much energy should be thrown through all the pipes, I just want to make it so it's easy to build them. Because frankly, right now, testing that has been annoying. So that's why I'm focusing on quality of life stuff right now, so that this way I can test things without suffering so hard. But I think that this is off to an excellent start. Yeah. Yeah, I think that this will be great. And, so there, and then I want to have some error messaging, so you can see, like, right now if I click down here, the line is still green, even though it intersects with another pipe. I do want to make it so that this way this turns red, and you can't do that. And then if you, well, I guess you can. Maybe you'll get a pattern like this, and that's fine. But maybe if you hold down a button, like maybe you hold down Control or something, or Shift or something, something, then you, probably not Shift, because I think Shift is probably going to be a dash button, or something adjacent to that. I'm not sure if we're going to have a dash, actually. But if there's something that the player does to help with movement, I don't want to disable those controls while you're building. That's important. But anyway, just, you know, some button where you hold it down and it'll actually replace the pipe that is currently there with whatever you're trying to build here. That's something I want to do. You know, basically the Factorio force build option. So yeah, we're gonna be working on that. See how much I end up getting done over the week here, or if I feel like rallying, because, you know, frankly, I think that little things like this are good per stream because they're pretty straightforward and don't require me to be combing through documentation and beating my head on solutions. Because for the most part, I am just brute forcing it. We'll see what I want to do. But for now, I suppose I will stop here. So thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I do apologize for constantly neglecting YouTube chat. I will try to fix that. But still, I hope you managed to have a good time, and I do hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow for some more Custodian. Hope to see you then.